If the problem with the washer is that when you set it on a cycle and turn it on, the washer starts filling properly, but when the water reaches the selected level and you close the door, the motor won't start running for agitation. Do the following. Set the timer on the spin cycle and turn it on. If the motor doesn't run for the washer to start spinning, you will need to check the lid or door switch. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet and open the controls panel. You will need a jumper wire like this. To make one, get a piece of wire, 2 male quick disconnect terminals, attach them to the ends, and file them down to the right size. Or you could take a piece of wire, strip the 2 ends, apply solder to the ends, and flatten the ends down until you get them to the right size. This is the newer style lid switch. Disconnect the wire harness from the lid switch. Place the jumper wire between the gray and white wires and put electrical tape on it to insulate the connection. This is the older style lid switch. Disconnect the wire harness from the lid switch. Place the jumper wire between the gray and tan wires and put electrical tape to insulate the connection. Lower the controls panel, don't secure it, and connect the washer to the wall outlet. Set the timer on the beginning of a cycle and turn it on to see if the washer agitates. If the washer agitates okay, stop the washer and set the timer on the spin cycle to see if the washer drains and spins. If the washer works okay when you bypass the lid switch, then you know that you need to replace the lid switch. Let me show you how to replace the old style lid switch. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet and open the controls panel. Disconnect the lid switch from the wire harness. Unhook the switch connecting plug from the cabinet. Open the door on the washer and unscrew the 2 switch holding screws. Remove the cabinet holding clips. Remove the cabinet. Place the cabinet upside down on a table or on the floor. Unscrew the ground wire holding screw. Use a small screwdriver like this to remove these wires from these holding clips. Grab the bad switch assembly and take it out. Set the new switch assembly in place. Hook the switch connecting plug to the cabinet like this. Use a small screwdriver like this to place the wires on the holding clips. Screw in the ground wire holding screw. Set the cabinet in place on the washer. Install the cabinet holding clips. Connect the lid switch to the wire harness. Open the door on the washer and screw in the 2 holding screws on the switch. Close the controls panel and connect the washer to the wall outlet. Set the washer on the spin cycle and turn it on. If when you open the door the motor stops running, and when you close the door the motor starts running again, the lid switch that you installed is working properly. That was the way to remove and replace the old style lid switch. Let me show you how to replace a newer style lid switch. Disconnect the washer from the wall outlet. Open the controls panel. In order for you to be able to remove and install the new switch, the door has to be open. You could open it and use a stick to keep it open in place, or have somebody hold it in place for you. Disconnect the wire harness. Unscrew the ground wire holding screw. To remove the switch, put a little bit of pressure on this tab to undo it and take the switch right out. To install the new switch, set it in place and push on this tab until it snaps in place. Screw in the ground wire holding screw. Install the wire harness. Push it all the way in and lock it up here with this tab. Make sure you have a good connection. Remove the stick that you're using to hold the door in place and check the door. Make sure that you hear the switch click. Click when you close the door and click when you open the door. Close the controls panel, plug in the washer and try it out. If the washer motor stops running when you open the door and it starts running when you close the door, the lid switch is working properly.